Hey guys, I'm going to be talking about a book I just finished reading. It's called The History of Love by Nicola Krauss. Now, I read this book because a friend of mine told me it's a pretty good book, and I was expecting it to be a bit random because I read another book by Nicola Krauss, and that book was The Great House. And I was right. This is also an extremely random book. I call it random because you keep on spinning from one person's life into another person's life into a third person's life, and if you're not reading in a sequence, or if you're not reading for 2-3 days straight, you might be confused about what is happening in the book. I wish the book had better stops and go, and I wish it was written in a better pace. I just felt that the characters were good, sometimes great. The first half is good, the second half is confusing. I oftentimes did not know what I'm reading. You weave into one life, out of one life, and you weave into another life. I wish it was better constructed. I just felt like she tried to confuse the reader too much, and overall I felt the book ended on a great note. I must admit, there were bits of the book which were really touchy, and but there's a lot of confusion which she has. There are two friends, and then you wonder if there are three friends, and what is happening, who's stealing whose book, what the characters are doing, where they are based. See, it just did not add up as it should have. I wished more work and attention was paid to that, as opposed to just writing a book for the heck of it. So I give it 3 stars out of 5. I give it 3 stars because even though it had some great bits, firstly, let me just say one thing, guys. I don't regret reading this book at all. But when you have a writer who you know is capable of doing great work, and you've read 2 books by them. I've read Great House by Nicola Krauss, and I've read The History of Love now. When you know a writer has great potential, it's kind of agonizing to be reading about characters that are extremely stop and go. Like, they're sometimes on, sometimes off. The ignition keys here or there. Sometimes you don't know what's happening with characters. You don't know if the author actually means what the author says. It's just agonizing, man. And again, there's a lot of realism. There's a lot of realism in the book. I could read this book and say, wow, I can totally believe that story was happening. But that also makes you grieve for the characters. So that's my bone to pick with the book. I just wish she wrote better, well-rounded stories in which you're not left with a sense of longing and nostalgia. But that circle which is woven by that is just somehow, I don't know. I'll give you an example. If you read this book by Julian Barnes, it's called The Sense of an Ending. That is a smaller book than this one, and it's very well-rounded. You never feel this sense of despair or agony or longing. It could be the difference because this is written by a woman and that is written by a man. And if you have a problem with that, I don't see why you should. We are different at the end of the day. Men are different from women. We do things differently, So, like I said, I really wanted to love this novel, but I did not. 3 stars out of 5. It had its bits. There are plenty of good quotes, none that come to mind. I have saved them all on my iPad. Thank you for watching my book review. This was for The History of Love by Nicola Krauss. I'm sorry if the quality of this video and my speech is not edible enough. Thank you for watching.